guys, my name is Doug with Infotainment.com. Today we're working on the 2013 through 2018 Ram 1500. That also includes the Ram Heavy Duty. This also includes the 2019 through 2022 Ram 1500 Classic. Basically what I'm going to do today, guys, is I'm going to tell you about all the factory radio options you have for your Ram truck. Here at Infotainment.com, we carry all of these radios, all pre-programmed for your exact truck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of go through each of them, kind of tell you what's involved, show you how to install them in your Ram truck. So over here on my right and your left, we're going to start off with this first radio. This is pretty much the base model radio. This is the RA2 option code. This particular radio does have a built-in 5-inch touchscreen. It does also have built-in Bluetooth and Sirius satellite radio. It also is compatible with a factory or an aftermarket backup camera. So if you want to add a backup camera to your Ram truck, this is a great option. A lot of you may have a tradesman with an RA1, just plain Jane radio option code. This would be a great upgrade. Again, it can add Bluetooth, which is UConnect. It will add Sirius XM satellite radio, and it gives you the opportunity to have a backup camera. We do carry all of those kits on Infotainment.com. Moving on from there, you'll notice an 8.4-inch touchscreen here. This is the RA3 option code. Now this one's great. It has built-in Sirius satellite radio. It has built-in Bluetooth, as this one does. It does give you a nice big touchscreen, which is really nice in the vehicle. Very nice for a backup camera as well. When you go from the RA3 to the RA4, you will gain GPS navigation embedded into the unit, and you will gain HD radio. So that's the primary difference between the RA3 and the RA4. The RA4 option code gives you that HD radio convenience and GPS navigation. Now, a lot of you may have a smaller radio like this already in your truck, even the RA1, which we don't carry, which is the very basic model, and you want to go to an 8.4-inch touchscreen. You can. We do offer a plug-and-play kit, factory replacement bezel with plug-and-play wiring, a replacement climate control module. We also have other kits available on our website that's not factory. It's a custom-made bezel that's a little easier to install maybe. That is an option as well. That's for folks who want to go from the smaller screen to the 8.4. So moving on from these, we're going to come over to this unit here. Now the reason why I have them separated is because these units over here feature Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. All right, so what we have over here now is the UAG radio option code. It has a 7-inch touchscreen. It also has built-in Sirius XM satellite radio, built-in Bluetooth. It's backup camera ready. This is an awesome option for those of you who have just a basic plain Jane radio in your vehicle. You can upgrade to this easily with our bezel kit. Or if you have an existing 8.4-inch touchscreen similar to these, you can still upgrade to this particular radio. You just need this. You'll need to replace the media hub in your armrest with our plug-and-play kit. And then you'll also need to program the truck's body control module through the OBD port with an OBD Genie programmer. It takes about 30 seconds. So really great option here. That, again, that is the UAG. Now, if you want a little bit more features than the UAG, you can go with the premium UAQ option code. Now this, you will gain a larger touchscreen, 8.4-inch touchscreen. It has built-in GPS navigation. It has built-in HD radio, Sirius XM, backup camera capability, as do all of them, as well as Bluetooth through UConnect. But this here is considered the premium radio, which we carry here at Infotainment. So today what I want to do is I want to show you guys in this particular truck parked behind me, which is equipped with the RA2 option, I'm going to show you guys how to upgrade not only to the UAG, but also to the UAQ. I'm also going to show you guys how to install this particular bezel kit and this Ram 1500 parked behind me. Now, some of you may say, I don't really care about Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. I just want a nicer deck in my Ram truck. We do have other videos on our YouTube channel which show you how to install these from start to finish, so you'll be able to check that out as well. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get started on the truck behind me. All right, guys, the first thing we're going to start with today is we're going to install the 7-inch UAG radio option code. So in order to install this, we're going to go ahead and remove the dash, the center bezel here around the radio, and then we're going to go ahead and install our climate control as well as our HVAC module. So the first thing we need to do to get started is we need to get a Torx T20 screw or a driver to remove the 2 screws that are on top. Now, you do want to remove this little lid here and this liner, and that'll give you access to the 2 screws. So we're going to go ahead and remove those. Once those 2 screws are out, the rest of this whole center stack here just pulls out. So you can use a dash pry tool, you can use a regular screwdriver. It started in the corner. It's just held in with retaining clips. Now, once it pops out, you're going to want to disconnect all the connectors. Now, some of the connectors, you'll have to slide a red tab back and then press down in order to remove it. All right, now that the connectors are disconnected, we can go ahead and set this aside. Now there's going to be 4 7mm screws that hold the radio to the dash, so we can remove those. Once we pull the radio out, we can go ahead and remove the connectors that are connected into the back. Just press the tabs in and remove them. Now, this connector here, you're going to want to press in on this tab and slide the lever up, and it comes out. Now, this particular harness here is for a backup camera. We went ahead and put a backup camera in this vehicle. Be sure to check that out on our website. So this will look just a tad bit different because it is a pass-through harness. All right, guys, the next step we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and replace this bezel. Now, this bezel is screwed into the instrument panel. We're going to replace it with this factory climate control bezel. So to remove it, it's very easy. You're just going to remove 13 Phillips head screws, which is located around the perimeter, and simply just swap it and put the screws back in. So I'll show you how to do that now. Now we're going to go ahead and install this. We're actually going to do it from the front and just slide it into place. So as you can see, it has a nice factory fit and finish. This is a factory part. So now we're just going to take those same 13 screws and insert them back into the new bezel. All right, now that we have all 13 screws installed, we can go ahead and bring this back into the vehicle. All right, the next step in the installation process, we're going to go ahead and install a replacement climate control module. Now, the module from the factory is installed right behind this panel here. It's very easy to install. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to pop off this dash closeout panel, and we're going to remove the glove box. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. It's just held in with retaining clips, so you can just pop that out. The glove box has this little tab here. So pull it back and then hang on to it, and then you can let it go. And then on both sides of your glove box, you're going to press it inward, and then it folds right out, so you can set that aside. Now, this particular module here will get installed right behind this bar here, this metal bracket. You'll notice a hole here and a hole down there. That's where your 2 screws are going to go into. Then all you have to do is tighten them up. So just reach back in there, line up your screws, and then press down. You'll notice it'll kind of sit nice in there. Then just tighten both Phillips head screws at this point. All right, now we're ready to install our wiring. So this particular connector here will plug into that module we just installed. If you opt for automatic temperature control, this will be the little pigtail that you'll plug in the cabin temperature sensor into here. If not, you can disregard this. And then we're going to route these two connectors to behind the climate controls, and we're going to install that here in just a moment. So for the time being, we're going to go ahead and plug this in. You'll hear it clip into place, and then simply just route the wiring behind here, and then pull the slack, bring it up under or behind your temperature controls. Now we can reassemble. You could zip tie the wiring out of the way behind your glove box if you prefer, but now we can go ahead and reinstall our closeout panel and our glove box. All right guys, now the next step what we're going to do is go ahead and install the 7-inch UAG radio. Now on the back side, it's got the same connectors as the one we just disconnected. We have our main plug here. The white is your AM/FM. The curry mustard color is for Sirius XM. And then the gray connector down here is for your remote USB port. Now we do also carry these without the Sirius XM adapter or connection here. It would just be for a GPS connection for compass. Those are a little bit cheaper, so you want to check out our website for that as well. But in this particular case, we're going to install the one with Sirius satellite radio. So we're going to connect in all the same connectors that we disconnected. Then we can reinstall the 4 7mm screws. All right, these are the two connectors we ran from the module that we installed a moment ago. Basically, all we're going to do is connect these two connectors together. This white one here was the one that was initially connected to the original radio bezel or climate controls. This connector here is going to be for the new controls. So at this particular point, we can reassemble the instrument panel along with the newly installed bezel. And we're basically just going to plug in all the exact same connectors back in, with the exception of this new one, which will plug into your climate controls. We're going to set the instrument panel back into place and just pop it in. We can now install the two Torx T20 screws and replace our liner. All right guys, the next step is we're going to replace the media hub. So the factory installed media hub is in your armrest. It doesn't matter if you have the jump seat or if you have the floor mounted console, you have to replace that media hub. This particular truck, it has the third jump seat or the front jump seat. So we just have to get behind this. There's a couple tabs on it. And once you press those tabs, this assembly will pop out. And then we just plug and play our new assembly, which includes a hub, a little filler plate that we custom designed, and plug and play wiring. So we're gonna go ahead and do that now. So the first thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and pop off this front plate here. On this center jump seat is I'll just kind of remove the cloth or the leather in this case and just lift up on the armrest assembly and pull down on the foam. And when you pull down on this foam down here, you actually get a lot more leverage to push in those tabs. Now when you press those tabs in, again, there's two at the top and two at the bottom. You can slide the assembly out and disconnect the two wires. Okay, now at this particular point, you're going to plug in your main power connector and then plug this gray connector at the bottom. Going to tuck our wiring and pop it into place. Now we can reassemble our armrest, and that completes that part of the install. All right, guys, now with a lot of the upgrades that we do here at Infotainment.com, you have to program the vehicle's body control module for the feature to work. In this particular case, we use the OBD Genie programmer. Now, this is an awesome, easy-to-use programmer. Simply just put the vehicle into the run or on position, plug the Genie into your OBD2 port, wait for the green light, and disconnect it. It's easy as that. Now, those of you who have a 2018 or higher Ram truck, you will need to install a small little security gateway module bypass device behind your radio. Just disconnect those two connectors behind the radio that's plugged in the security gateway module. Simply plug those into the bypass, then do this. But in this particular case, we're not in a 2018 or newer truck. It's going to be very easy. So again, put the vehicle in the run position. Once the vehicle's initialized, just simply plug it in, wait for the green light, and disconnect it. It's as easy as that. All right, now that we plugged it in, you'll see a series of lights. All we're waiting for is the solid green light. We do now have the solid green light, so we can go ahead and disconnect it. It's no longer needed. So just a really slick system. You do retain all factory features. Again, steering wheel controls, backup camera for those of you who have a backup camera. If you want to add one, now would be a great time to do it. But you will retain all your factory features. Now, if you guys are just joining us, earlier in the video, we talked about disassembling the dash and the different things that are required. If you're going from the small touchscreen radio to a larger radio, you do have to install some other components. A lot of this information, or all of this information, is on our website, but I'm going to go ahead and just remove it. Now, similar to the UAG radio, you're going to have a series of connectors here. You have your main connector here, your media port connector there. You're going to be utilizing the white connector and the curry colored connector. The white is for your AM/FM radio, and your curry connector is for satellite radio and the GPS. Those of you who have an existing 8.4-inch touchscreen in your vehicle, you will have a connector that will go into here, which is purple. And some of you will also have a pink. These are for the 911 assist feature, also in-vehicle calling. So that's what that is. So I'm going to go ahead and install this particular radio in now. All right, guys, we just turned the vehicle into the on position. So right away you notice the nice big 8.4-inch touchscreen. It has the RAM splash screen there. So similar to the UAG, you're going to get the media or radio's options here on the left-hand side. You have your AM, FM with HD radio. We are parked in a warehouse right now, so I can't demonstrate that, but you are getting HD radio. Sirius XM satellite radio. Again, we are in a warehouse and we can't get that signal, but you do get those channels. And go to channel 0 to get the your Sirius XM ID. Bluetooth streaming audio, USB, and auxiliary cable are through your source selection here. You can drag and drop those if you want. Your climate section, similar to the UAG as well. You can control your climate either down through here or on screen. More so than just your infotainment system. A lot of you are after Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but what about other things in your truck? What about steering wheel mounted audio controls? We can do that. replacement digital speedometer cluster. A lot of you don't have a backup camera. Again, we can get you a factory backup camera for your truck. UConnect Bluetooth connectivity, leather interior. Going to the outside of the truck, those of you who have tradesmen's, you don't even have fog lights. We can add factory fog lights, factory headlights, factory tail lights. What about a cargo camera? So you can check out what's in the bed or the payload of your truck. We offer factory cargo cameras. Power folding tow mirrors. A lot of you have tow mirrors or want to add tow mirrors to your Ram truck because you have things to tow. Check us out. We offer that. We've been selling those for years. Great success. All around the truck, we have over 25 different factory options for the Ram truck specifically. So be sure to come check us out at Infotainment.com. We're actually doing a great build series, what you're watching now in this particular Ram truck, Ram 1500. So follow us along on YouTube, come to our website, see what we have to offer. Thanks for watching today.